Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to do a couple of journal pages today. I'm trying to catch up my journaling from August because I did not get around to junk journaling all month. So my son's birthday is on August 4th and I am just doing a little bit of journaling about that day. We had a little birthday party for him at my mom's house, and you know, all that good stuff. So you see me messing around with a couple of different things. I have one of my vintage linens from my shop there, and then I have this book page, and I really like the illustration, but the book page itself was ripped already when I got it, so I really wanted to keep the illustration. I just thought it was really pretty. So I stuck that down on top of this book page with the little boy because obviously it's my son's birthday. And then this is like a little scrap from a book page, and I thought the colors looked really nice with this page as well. So I'm going to glue that down at the top, and then I'll go ahead and commit to gluing my linen down off the side of the page there. So I don't know why, but when I was doing this journaling process, I felt like I just didn't like the results that I was getting, and I feel like sometimes that happens to me like on certain times of the month or whatever, I don't know. But I was just not in it, I guess. And I felt like everything that I made just kind of looked like crap. And I don't know, I still feel that way looking at this, but I'm putting it up here nonetheless because sometimes everything you touch is just crap, and that's real. And I don't know, you might disagree with me, but you know, it's just my personal opinion about these pages, in particular the last page that I do, but this one's not necessarily my favorite page ever either. So anyway, that's just a side note on how I'm feeling about this journal process. But so here you see me playing around with a couple of the pictures that I took during the birthday party. I decided that I was going to stick this down on this page, but I changed my mind here in a minute because I have this almost like a vellum envelope, and so I wanted to stick that envelope on the page somewhere. I only had one left. It came in like a big pack, and I just wanted to use it up because then I feel more comfortable to go out and buy more supplies. So the more stuff I can use up, then the more justified I feel in spending more money. So I go ahead and pull this picture up, and I'm going to cut this envelope down just so it's a little bit smaller and it'll fit on the page. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the pictures down so they fit in it as well. So these little vellum envelopes, they came with these brads that are like where you wrap the string around and close it up. So I went ahead and put the brads on there, and then I got a little bit of string and wrapped that around the brads to make a closure. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of washi tape and just stick the bottom of that envelope down onto the page so that it can flip up and down, as well as closing up the bottom of that envelope so I can put something in it. So I just tape the front and back of that, and then I'm going to back my photos onto some sort of scrapbook paper. So I'm just looking through some of my scraps to see what would look nice on the page. So I'm just using the leftover piece of that scrapbook paper, and I just glued that down on the side of the page because I felt like that side of the scrapbook paper matched with the page as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and back my photos, and then I can put them in the pocket. And those can be used as some extra journaling space if I need it. So now I'm taking this other piece of scrapbook paper that I really liked, and I'm just going to glue it on the back of that envelope to give myself some extra room to journal. But first I'm going to flip through my, these are my stickers that I drew, and these are for sale on my Etsy shop as well. And I'm just going to use a couple of them. I feel like I don't use my own stuff as much as I should. So, and I really like these stickers. So I had printed them all off for myself, and I don't ever think to use stickers. It's just not one of the things that's on my mind when I'm journaling. So I really want to use more stickers in my processes. So I'm just choosing several stickers that fit with the page well, and then I just go ahead and stick those down where I feel like they look nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue that scrap of paper on the back of the envelope. Just a little bit of washi tape to reinforce that paper so it doesn't come up, and that's all I do to that. So on the next page I am journaling about, actually I decided that I'm not going to use this page, but this also happened on my son's birthday. If you know me, then you know that I am a huge physics geek, and that's what I go to school for. So I had to watch the SpaceX return of the Crew Dragon, and that happened on my son's birthday as well. So I sat there and watched the whole live process as it happened, and watched them do a water landing, which is super cool, and they haven't done that since like 1975, I think. So I watched that whole process, and I just wanted to journal about it because you know, it's one of my favorite things, is space and space exploration and all that good stuff. I really, I say I go to school for physics, but my plan in the future is to specialize in like astrophysics or theoretical physics or something like that. I'm not really sure. I keep going back and forth because I'm not really like a lab rat. Like I would rather do a bunch of thought experiments and just think up cool ideas than actually do the experiments, and all that is super boring to me. So I feel more inclined to be a theoretical physicist in the future, possibly. So I don't know. We shall see what happens when I go for my specialist degree. But for now, I am still in college for my bachelor's degree, and I'm almost done. I have like 3 more classes. So you will hear all about it when I finally graduate. So I'm just gluing down the picture. I took like a screenshot of the it was on YouTube, and I just took a screenshot of the thumbnail, and I'm gluing that down onto a tag, and then I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the tag. As you can see, I put one of my vintage linens on the page and a little scrap of a book page that I thought was fitting, and it was like of space, possibly of some sort of galaxy. So I went ahead and put that down. I tied a little bit of ribbon at the top of that tag, and now I'm putting this paper doily down on the page, but I decided to not use it. I wanted to use a different doily and kind of use it as like a little tuck spot. So I am just going to cut this doily down and make it like a side tuck for the page. So I'm just going to stick that down with some double-sided tape, and I tuck the tag behind it. So again, I'm putting some of my stickers down on the page, just whatever, wherever I feel like they would look nice. So this is going to end up changing because I had these black chalkboard labels, I guess, that I got in a set, and I really wanted to include a little bit more black on the page. So I'm trying to introduce that to the page a little bit more, since the bottom of that thumbnail was black as well. So I go ahead and stick this down onto the tag, and then I felt like the page needed more black because now I have this big black label. So so then I realized that I had this black junk mail envelope that I thought would be a good like tuck spot or something like that. So I went ahead and cut that down to be a tuck spot for the page. I'm just playing around with a couple of ideas, but I do end up making this into a tuck spot for this tag. So I just use like some wide washi tape to tape that together, and then I tucked it behind this doily at first, but then I decided that I would rather just glue it on top of the page there. So I had a scrap of this black paper from a journal that I recently made, and I decided that I could add a little bit more black to the page by just folding that up, and that will be like my extra journaling space for this page. So I just cut that down to size and then put that in the paper doily pocket that I made earlier. So you don't even want to know that I was actually thinking that there is just too much black at the bottom of the page now, and I felt like I should add more black to the top of the page, but I didn't end up doing that. I just ended up sticking one of these vintage labels down. I've been asked about these vintage label stickers before. I got these from eBay, and they're just called vintage label stickers. So yeah, you can look them up on eBay. I don't know if they sell them anywhere else, but that's where I got them. So I'm officially on to the last page of this journaling session, and like I said at the beginning of this video, I just really was not super happy with this journaling process, but in particular this journal page. The reason why is because it's very cluttered, and this page is about my kids' first day of school, and they did get the chance to go back to school. The schools are open where I live, so it was exciting because my youngest is going into kindergarten, and so she was super excited about starting school, and I just wanted to really dedicate an entire spread to her going back to school. And my son went into second grade, so he was excited kind of, and so it was kind of a big deal. And I guess in that sense, this page reflects the feelings that you have right before you send your kids off to school. You have so much stuff to do, and new clothes, and making sure their book bags are ready, and school supplies, and all of that. And it feels right, it feels like it does when you send your kids off to school. So in that sense, it's fitting, but yeah, like I said, it's just way too much, I think. But anyway, I had a lot of stuff to journal as well. My daughter brought home her first piece of schoolwork, which was this picture here. So I obviously had to document that. That was very special. And I had this little girl drawing on a chalkboard, and this is from a book page, and I just thought this was adorable. And then there was this piece that she brought home. This was her label to send her to school, or to get her to her teacher's classroom, because parents aren't allowed in to walk their kids to school, or to class rather. So they kind of just labeled everybody and sent them on their way. So she is tough. She made it to class by herself, and she had a blast on her first day of school, and came home and told me all about it. So this paper that I just pulled out of that paper pack it has apples on it, and this is from a fall paper pack, but obviously I felt like that was fitting for going back to school. And I had a couple other pieces of ephemera about going back to school, and I think those ephemera pieces are from a scrapbook page by Authentique, I think. So what you see me doing here is I am pulling out my paper roll that I made several videos ago, and I made several different colors of this just from scraps of scrapbook paper that I had left over. So I just sewed them all together basically and made a little roll out of them, and now I can use them as ephemera or whatever. So I end up using that scrap as a little pocket at the bottom of this page, and then with that apple paper, I'm going to use that to back this quote by Nelson Mandela, which kind of speaks to me right now, and I'm just going to back that quote onto that paper, and then I'm just going to glue that on top of the paper roll. And I do put a couple of staples in just to reinforce that, make sure it doesn't come up. So now I'm going to fiddle around with these pieces for a little bit and try to figure out where I want to put them. I had this little flashcard that says school on it that I wanted to include with this page as well. So I just had like a bunch of stuff that I wanted to include, and I was struggling to figure out where I was going to put it. So I thought that maybe I could pull that green in with this washi tape. So I used some of this wide washi tape, and this washi tape is it's called MT tape, and it's a William Morris design, and I got it off of Etsy, if you're wondering. So I do decide to go ahead and stick that pocket down at the bottom with some double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to tuck my daughter's drawing in inside of that pocket. So again, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this flashcard, and I end up putting it at the bottom of that picture. But first I'm going to try to decide where I want to put her little label card. So I'm just going to keep moving the pieces around on this page until I feel satisfied. Like I said, there was just way too much stuff to put in on 2 pages, and yeah. So this is one of the ribbons that my daughter wore on the first day of school in her hair. So I wanted to keep that on there as well, and the colors just like kind of go with the page, but not really, but that's okay. I stuck it on there with some tacky glue, and going back to the flashcard, and like I said, I go ahead and staple it at the bottom of that page. So these are some of the tags from my kids' new school clothes and new shoes and whatnot. So I ended up putting an eyelet up at the top of this page and just tying those tags onto the side of the page. So they just kind of dangle there on the side. And then since that little label didn't fit with the color scheme of the page at all, I just put a little ribbon through the top hole, and then I tucked it into that pocket that I made out of the paper roll. So now I'm going to add stickers because this page obviously needs more stuff on it, but I've literally had these stickers for like several years, and I've never thought to use them because I've never really been like a huge sticker person. So I really wanted to use these stickers because I thought they were adorable, and I finally pulled them out and remembered to use them on a school journaling page. So I stuck them everywhere, literally everywhere. And now I am pulling out an envelope because I realized that I didn't really leave myself any journaling space. So I'm just decorating that envelope with another sticker, and then on the back of that envelope I'm going to create a little bit of writing space for myself. And then inside of that envelope I'm just going to tuck the last few things that I had from the first day of school in it, because there was just no more room on the page to fit anything else. So I went ahead and stuck that scrap of ledger paper down, and then I'm going to just put a little bit of washi tape down the side just to decorate it, and another sticker. And this sticker is actually going to be from my own handmade sticker sheet. So I pull my stickers out again, and then just trying to decide what I think would look best. So I ended up going with this little envelope sticker, and then tucking that into the pocket behind that photo. So that is it. Like I said, I'm not super proud of these pages, but they were definitely fun to make, and it was just kind of a mindless process for me, just like doing whatever I feel is fun, or whatever, not thinking too much about it, I guess. So yeah, it was good. But I hope you liked it anyway, and I hope maybe it gave you some sort of inspiration, or at least it helped you know what not to do. So I am currently working on several Christmas journals. I'm almost done with them, and I'm also working on a couple of extra goodies that are going to go in my Etsy shop as well, and that's all going to kind of come out as one big package. So I hope to get that done within the next week. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.